Good morning, everyone. Nala is now a week into her heat here today. She's tucked in behind the doghouse there now, and her bleeding has now been changed from a red color to a more pink color. Oh, Kenai. Okay, well, we're gonna pan over now, but as you can see, he is trying to initiate a lot more lately. To following and chasing her. Oh, I'm gonna pan away again. But that's what's happening a lot more here today. Oh, she wants to play though. So I don't think he's gonna really get a chance here this morning because she's in a very playful mood here today. But no. Nala just wants to play here today with her little kiddos. And like I said, Kenai's steady following her, but she's still not really interested. And that's fine and okay. The little one's playing. They're not tying or anything. He's just steady doing that. But there's no tying of the two of them. But even when he's doing that, I still write it down in the little log book that happened, even though no tying occurred. And what I mean by tying is you'll see him turn around where they're pretty much tail to tail, bum to bum. And that's pretty much tying. I know, but she's too excited and wanting to play here today to really do any of that. And all that does in terms of tying, you don't want to break that because that could actually harm both the female and the male. You don't want to yell out to your dogs if you ever see two of them doing that, quote unquote tying, because it could cause some internal damage in the male as well as the female. And it just could cause some issues. I'm trying to watch what I say because we do like to keep this kid friendly, even though we are showing some natural things that happen in nature and with animals, especially dogs, and just explaining to people who never experience dogs in heat or were curious. But yeah, when a tying occurs, you don't want to break that or interrupt that if it's happening. The girls, they're so cute and funny. I think we're gonna make up like a jumping thing that's like this planter but more so for dogs to jump up on, to put down near the doghouse. I want to see, because Layla absolutely loves being up on the planter. She's so cute. I like when they tuck them behind the doghouse because you can kind of see it but not really, so it still allows that bit of privacy. But Tasha following around, and the girls. But today's the first day she's actually accepting it a bit longer from Kenai. Dodger's hanging around, some of the girls hanging around. Dodger's not really doing or initiating anything, he's just curious, I think. But I've been keeping a very close eye on him. He's not in sexual maturity just yet, but certainly keeping a close eye on the situation. But yes, Kenai's definitely trying a lot more here today. And Nala's been more patient with him and accepting it for a longer period of time. Still not allowing any tie or anything like that, but that doesn't necessarily mean either she still cannot become pregnant just from him doing what he's doing. But now Dodger just wants to play with his sissies, and when he sees Kenai doing what he's doing to his mommy, he just gets a little curious, but he's not doing anything in terms of trying to mount his mommy or nothing like that. Like I said, he's not in sexual maturity yet. And all Kenai is doing right now, like I said, is mounting Nala's pretty well. Kind of letting him, but she's not letting him tie just yet. And I'll show that quickly when they do go to tie, but I'm not going to stay on them. Seeing with them doing what they're doing right now, I'm not going to stay on it just because. You guys get it. You get it. They're over there. Oh, careful. But again, like I said, with just mounting, pregnancy can still occur, but tying makes the chances higher. And like I said earlier, under no circumstances, try not to break that when they are in the middle of tying. She's like, back up. Poor Dodger's got in the middle of it all. Oh my. But no, like I said, Dodger just hangs around. Kind of like, what are you doing to my mama? The girls just hanging out. But he keeps like going, Dodger does, he keeps going over Nala's face, right up at her face. So in their bedroom on their board, what I end up doing, so I have Nala and Kenai, their heat, and that they've made it, and I got in a circle a T crossed out, which means they didn't tie at that time, October 21st. So because of this, and the date will get adjusted the more if they do mate more and if they tie, etc., etc. But as of now, the expected due date is December 19th to the 25th because they did start mating. But again, there was no tie, and tying, like I said earlier, just ends up making the chances a lot higher. But without tying and just the mounting process and mating, pregnancy can still occur. Again, tying just puts more of the stone. Now, tying doesn't also guarantee pregnancy. Just because they tie doesn't mean that it's a guarantee that your dog is pregnant. It just makes the chances higher in terms of pregnancy. But that's on their little board there now, and the more in this heat it occurs, the more it will be wrote down. But it is very, very, very important to write it down, not just for yourself, but also for your vet. And the reason I know the expected due date already, even with the first mating, is because it occurs roughly 63 days after mating. Now it depends on which mating session, hence why I said this date here is just a rough gauge right now. Because they made it, I wanted to have a date ready to roll. The more they do mate, the more the date will end up changing slightly, but it will start at December 19th. That won't change. It's just the date later will change. And like I said, it really depends on which session of mating that the pregnancy actually occurs that will determine the actual date. You want to, though, have from days 58 to 68 days from mating pretty much ready to roll, have everything on hand, because that is your window of potential, I guess, puppies on the way. So from days 58 to 68, have ready to roll on hand everything you need for puppies to be here. Also have these dates ready to roll for your vet. But this is, like I said, extremely important for yourself and your vet to know when your dog did mate, if they tied or didn't tie, and the dates that it occurred. Ariel was just watching me like, okay, good conversation, Mama. Yeah, I know. What do you think? Are you ready to have more little ones around here? Little sisters and brothers? Oh my goodness, what? Oh my goodness, what? I know. Your floor got to be swept again too. You guys are bringing in a lot of sand from outside. Be nice to each other. It is now 11 a.m. Later in the morning, Kenai is certainly initiating a lot more. And Nala is certainly accepting a lot more. They are not yet tied, but they are mounting. She has been mounting him as well. Not just him. Dodger, where he's not sexual mature yet, no interest. He just wants to play with the sissies down to the leaves and get worms. He has this fascination with playing with worms. So that's what he does a lot. Oh, the girlie's down there. Come on, Miss Nala, you gonna clean yourself? Yeah? Dodger, don't chew on that, please. Dodger, don't chew on that, okay? Don't chew on that. Good boy, good listening. He's getting so big. Oh my goodness. Can't believe he'll be 6 months old in November. Nala following Kenai around now. Oh my. But yeah, that's what they've been doing. Like I said, no tying just yet. And I'm gonna pan away, as I do. Just not to stay on it in case some people get uncomfortable or whatever. It's just to show, so you get a rough idea of what's going on. But and then all the little ones. The girls checking in on their mama. Be careful now, you play so rough. But I noticed too that Nala will back into Kenai, or she'll stop and just stand there waiting for Kenai. But it gives her a bit of space, and yeah, there's that. Careful, girlies. Don't play too rough. Oh my. Careful. What are you doing, Dodger? He's just hanging out. And Kenai. Kenai with his missus. Yeah, his wife Nala. Now, Miss Layla. Miss Layla, leave the rock there. Leave the rock there. Let me see the birds. Flying. We are back outside again. It's now later in the day. And Nala's now in the estrus stage versus pre-estrus. And in case you're like, how do you know? What are the signs to know when she's from one phase to the next? This is one. That's one way to tell, because she's more willing to accept Kenai, as well as I stated early this morning, her what's being on her pamper, her blood discharge is now a pinkish tone versus red. That's another indicator she's moved on to phase 2. As well as she's backing up into Kenai more and being very, I guess, flirty. Hey, Nala. But she's now an estrus. And that can last from anywhere from 5 to 10 days. And you're probably like, wait, now in the other videos you said average pre-estrus is 9 days. And yes, that's average. The bigger the dog, the longer that lasts. The smaller the dog, the shorter each phase will be. But Nala's is now over and she's now in phase 2, and this can last anywhere from 5 to 10 days. Again, stating 9 days was just an average, just to give you guys a gauge. But even pre-estrus, it can last, oh my goodness, depending on the size of the dog, sometimes only 6 days, sometimes right up to 10 days. But like I stated also in another video, if it goes on for weeks on end where they are steady bleeding and it's red, certainly contact the vet right away because it could be something more emergency related. But no, she's in estrus now. Phase 2. Hey, baby girl. And you're probably wondering, okay, well, how do you know she's most fertile? Now, a dog can become pregnant in pre-estrus. That is possible. It can happen if they mate. The crazy thing is, 40% of the dogs, when they mate the first time, can become pregnant. It's very high in just one mating session for a female dog to become pregnant after just one encounter. Also, as I stated this morning, you don't necessarily have to tie or lock to become pregnant. The dog can also become pregnant just from doing what Nala and Kenai are doing right now, because they've yet to tie and just, you know, doing the motion. I guess the motion of the ocean. But a telltale sign of when she is the most fertile is it will go from pink, what is in her Pampers now, to a more watery. Once it becomes more watery, then you know, okay, she's at the most fertile peak. But this is what they're doing now. Oh. And, oh, she's not really into it now. And there's the little ones. Enjoying the nice day. I'm so happy temperatures are still half warm, which is great. No snow yet. Thankful for that. Which is really weird. Any other time of the year we at least got a little bit or frost or something, but no. Nothing yet. Claire. They're all just relaxing today. They haven't been doing much running and playing. A little bit, but today they've just been soaking in the sun. Where's Sissy? Where's Miss Lay? Is Miss Layla in the doggy house? She's saying haha. Careful. They're all chasing after the stick. I cracked off a stick for each of them, but now they're down to one stick, so I don't know what happened to the rest. And Claire has one stick, so now they're all chasing Claire to get the stick. Oh, now Claire don't have the stick. So who has the stick? All the sticks are gone until they find one of the ones they dropped. But Here are the sticks here that I cracked off with him. And they each had one. Oh, Claire got one. And she just drops it. See if Ariel takes it. Dodger over here digging. Is she digging, Dodger? Like I said, I don't need to show you what's going on over there with Nala and Kenai because you guys kind of get the gist. Like I said, when they actually like tie or lock, which I don't think will be today, but when they do, I'll show you guys what exactly that means and is. Now, I'm not going to just stand there and show it all, but I'll show you to get the gist of it. Oh my, and Mr. Dodger. Not even Nala can catch him.